Hey guys, Josh with Two Brain Coaching here. Wanted to shoot a video for you, kind of talking you through what it should look like whenever you connect with a client and give them their programming. So obviously these are very interesting, trying times, scary times for all of us, especially that are gym owners and coaches that work in gyms. A lot of gyms are at this point being forced to close and are making the decision to take their training online. One of the things that is really kind of getting people mixed up is, how do I continue to provide coaching to my clients if they don't have a physical location to come to? Well, the reality is that your business, if you are one that provides coaching, does not mean that your clients are paying for access to your facility or to your equipment or anything else. Really what they're paying for is you're expert in being a coach. And a coach, simply put, is somebody who takes a client from where they are today to where they want to go. So your job is ultimately to help them achieve their goals. So how do we do that whenever we take our training online? Well, what you're not going to do is put your programming online and say, do this thing, let us know what your score is, high five us. This is a time for you to build a ton of value and getting your clients to understand that you know their goals and you know the best way possible to get them there. It's going to become a very, very high-touch service, but ultimately that's what coaching is. So you're not going to be able to see your clients in real time and rely on movement corrections, pointing out their faults, or any of that stuff. That is a part of coaching, but it's a small part. Explaining the why, what is the buy-in that they should have to this workout to get them where they want to go, is ultimately the test of a real coach. So I actually just I posted in the Two Brain group asking somebody for their workout of the day. Vitor was kind enough to share, I think this is NC Fit's like 30-minute option for the day. And so what I thought I'd do is just come here and brief my client one at a time if I was going to deliver them an online option. So I just jotted down, 4 general goals that a lot of our clients do fall into here. And what I'm going to do is walk you through how I would brief this workout for each specific client. So we've got a client that has a goal of fat loss, one that has a goal to maybe put on some muscle, another one who perhaps they just started at your gym recently, and then we've got the veteran, maybe a veteran CrossFitter or somebody that is really ultimately seeking performance, okay? So the workout that they have laid out today is starting with a 9-minute EMOM. Minute 1, they're asking the client to jump rope for 40 seconds or do 40 seconds of mountain climbers. Minute number 2, you're going to do 10 backpack front rack lunges. Say that 10 times fast. And then minute number 3, they're going to do 14 jump squats with that backpack. Then after all that, they're going to take a 2-minute rest and then go into just one, or at least the way that I read it, is 1 3-minute AMRAP of burpees. So let's say that I've got a client that has a goal of fat loss. Maybe I take out my phone and I call Sally and I get Sally on the phone. Hey Sally, this is Coach Josh from CrossFit for Glory. I know that you are not coming into the gym, obviously, because we are closed like so many other businesses are right now. But I did want to get you your workout to make sure that you are still putting a priority on your health and fitness. So, do you have a pen where you can write something down? Oh yeah, sure do. Okay, great. So here's what we're gonna do. Based on your goal, I'm looking at your file, and maybe you literally have their file with them as you're having this conversation with Sally on the phone. You open it up and, okay, based on the goal that you have to lose 15 pounds, what I'm programming for you today, the first thing we're going to do is a 9-minute EMOM. And you're going to walk her through each of these things. I'm not going to go into points of performance or how to move correctly or anything like that. What the client needs to know is that you thought out how this is going to help them get to their goals. So Sally, here is why I chose this. I want you actually to start off this first minute with doing 30 to 40 seconds of mountain climbers. So that's going to elevate the heart rate, and then we're going to have about 20 to 30 seconds where we're resting and transitioning to the next one, the 10 backpack front rack lunges. I want you to load that backpack with something that you know without a doubt you can do 10 of these things, feel good, maybe going to challenge you to work to that 20 or 30 second mark, but ultimately you're going to be able to get it done. And then in minute number 3, the 14 jump squats, again, I want this to be something to where you are finishing right around that 30-second mark. Okay, so why are we doing this? Well, number one, your goal is to lose some pounds of fat. So being that this is a 9-minute workout here, and then we're going to have another 3 minutes, our heart rate is going to be sustained at a pretty high rate for a good period of time, and that ultimately is when you're going to be burning fat. We don't want it to be so hard that you are ramping the heart rate up and then you just kind of collapse and you can't do anything for a minute or 2 minutes. That's not the point of today's workout. We want you to work at a heart rate that's sustainable, that's high, so that you can burn fat throughout that workout. The other cool thing about this thing is because we're adding a little bit of loading here and we're going 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, back into the jump squats, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, that's actually going to stimulate a little bit of lean muscle mass to grow. Now, don't freak out. This doesn't mean that you're going to get all big and bulky, but what it does mean is that building lean muscle is ultimately going to continue your body's ability to burn fat when you are not working out. So you're going to do this 9-minute piece, and again, stop. Make sure that you answer any questions at this point in terms of how the workout's going to work. Then you're going to keep going. After you finish that 9-minute piece, you're going to rest for 2 minutes. So remember, the heart rate's been pretty high and sustained. Now we're going to let it come down, recover a little bit, and then we're going to finish off with 3 minutes of burpees, okay? So what I want you to think about in the 3 minute of burpees here is that get that heart rate. I want you to have that same feeling that you did for this 9-minute piece, but now we're going to do it for 3 minutes, but it's going to be one continuous movement the whole time. So it is going to provide a little bit more of a challenge for you. But again, remember, this is all about burning fat in the moment. So make sure that you don't go out too fast and completely crush yourself, and then you have to sit there with your hands on your knees, you know the position, for like 30 to 60 seconds. So same pace, all 3 minutes. And that's it, guys. That's how I would brief the workout to a fat loss client. Now, if it is somebody that is building muscle, I would explain the workout the same way, but the way that I would explain it to them is I would focus on these 2 movements here where we've got some load in the workout and tell them, all right, I really want you to push the envelope in terms of how much weight you can get into that backpack, still do these reps unbroken, and move through the workout the whole time. They're concerned about building muscle, so think about it. The way the bodybuilders work, and we're looking at hypertrophy, it's going to be, that 10 to 12, 8 to 12, whatever you think the rep range is, 10 to 14 reps here. We're going to go 30 seconds of rest and then right back to it. 30 seconds of rest and then right back to it. And that's exactly what we are doing here. And then if they are truly concerned with building some muscle, what I might actually do is switch these burpees a little bit. So it's going to be a jump to that top of the push-up plank position, do an actual push-up so they are not just falling to the ground, but they are going to get a little bit more stimulation from that. Okay, when it is a brand new client, I've been watching the 2Brain group. This is fantastic that this is still happening in this time right now, that we are getting new clients that come in the door. So I would explain it to them like this. The one modification that I would definitely make is I would take the jump rope out of their workout and say mountain climbers. That way we get their center of mass a little bit lower to the ground, and instead of taxing the lower body so much for this period, we get to get a little bit of work on the upper body. But ultimately, my goal for this new client is to stay moving, to build their confidence that they can do these things and see that I don't have to be at the gym or have some specialized equipment or anything. It's really about the relationship that you're building with that client right now, okay? Ultimately, again, the mark of a good coach is you're taking the client from where they are to where they want to go. And when it's a new client, it's especially important that we don't crush them right away or probably at all, because we want them to continue coming back. And then lastly, if it is a veteran CrossFitter, somebody who is chasing performance, I would try to push them, go unbroken. Maybe you set a goal for going unbroken 40 seconds of double unders every single round. We're gonna go backpack front rack lunges, but we're really going to load it up, but we still want them to move well, go unbroken, and do all of these unbroken. So meaning they cycle through the reps the whole time. So we're giving them these little benchmarks and giving them these wins, all right? Now, you have to really know your client well enough. If I try to give somebody 3 goals, that might be too much. So for my veteran CrossFitter, maybe I just say, hey, Jim, I know you've really been working those double unders hard. The only thing that I want you to truly focus on for this 9-minute piece is that you go unbroken for all 3 rounds of the jump rope here for 40 seconds. If you do that, that is a massive victory for you, and I know that you can do that. And then finally, for this 3-minute AMRAP of burpees, if I'm looking at my veteran CrossFitter performance person, is I want to look at their minute by minute breaks or splits. So if they blow it out and they do 25 reps in the first minute and then they have this huge drop off and go to like 18 and then 12, ultimately what we want to see is that there is, a straight line across for all 3 minutes, that average is there. We don't want to see this huge drop off. Potentially we even challenge them to negative splits. So maybe it goes 20, 21, 24 in that last minute. All right. So that would be a whiteboard brief for 4 separate clients. So it's really important that you guys understand this. When you are briefing your clients on an individual basis, it's not I'm just sending out a blanket program. Here's the movement videos, follow along, give us high fives on the internet. It's explaining to Sally how this workout is going to benefit her goals of fat loss. It's explaining to my client, Bo, that this is how he's going to continue achieving his goal to build muscle, so on and so forth. I'm going to continue doing these videos for as long as I can for you guys, so please continue to share your Jim's workout of the day, and I'm just going to pick them at random, do 1 take, and this is it. I hope it's been helpful.